morning. Getting ready to head up Mummy Mountain, hopefully. I've been up there a bunch of times, but the plan is to camp on top tonight. Hopefully my water cache I left earlier this summer still there, and hopefully I can get all this heavy gear up there. We'll see. I am heading up through there to the top of the ridge, and then Mummy is over here to the left, so I'll cross the ridge and then meet the standard route up. Sun is not just coming up over the ridge. Still some fall colors, but fading fast. So the first part of the hike comes up through a picnic area and camp, and then follows an old road up to this spring here. I've filmed this a few times. If you're familiar with my videos, it looks quite a bit different now that it's fall compared to spring and winter. It's you can hear it trickling, but at this point it's mostly a trickle. In the spring it's a good fall. I don't know what those things hanging there are. People have to leave stuff here. The old road is very steep and comes a pretty good way up the canyon. And I'm pretty happy with how I'm doing so far. I made pretty quick time getting up here, so that's good. The next part of the hike is the the worst part. It's off trail, it's extremely steep, and it's loose in places. And it's the part I'm most worried about getting up. But I've done it before, so we'll see. Continuing up through steep, steep forest. It's hard with the video to get an idea of how steep this is, but trust me, it is steep. I'm probably about 2/3 of the way up. I think of this hike in sections. There's the road, then there's steep forest, and then there's this gully that I stay in for a while, which the top part here is not too bad at all. And then up top here, then there's another stretch up through very steep forest. So we're getting there. This range was once under an ocean, and we have a lot of sea fossils here. Woo! I made it to the top of the ridge. Still have a way to go to get up Mummy, but I think I'm gonna be all right. Depends if my water cache is still viable. We'll see. It's right up here. All right, it's the moment of truth. I stashed my water against this tree, covered it with rocks, and my biggest fear is that animals got into it and chewed it up. Let's see. All right, looks good. Woohoo! So I'm thrilled to have made it up to the top of the ridge with my sleeping bag and pad. Stashing the water saved me over 8 pounds of weight coming up the steepest, the hardest part, and that's really good. I don't know if I would have been able to make it with both the water and all my stuff. My pack probably weighs just a little bit more with that stuff and my food for the next day as it did when I hauled that water up here. And I've been training doing day hikes with a lot of extra stuff in my pack and a lot of extra water. So it wasn't as horrible as I feared. It looks like I'm gonna do this, knock on wood. And finally, I can see Mummy. That's Mummy Mountain or Mummy's Tummy. This is one of my favorite views in the range. Love those cliffs on this side. And when you see those, you're like, how am I getting up through there? And I don't know if you can see it, but there's a V notch up through there, and that's where I'm gonna go. Making my way across the ridge and found this beautiful fossil. This is a really nice one. Whew. I'm now at the top of the scree slope, the standard route. Boy, I did not remember how rough the ridge was coming in between the top where I came up where my water was and this spot. And I somehow went too low and wound up having to come up part of the stupid scree slope. Anyway, hopefully getting back will be a little better. Making my way up the standard route. I'm closer than not. Well, I thought I'd never get here. I'm at the final chute up to the top. Here goes nothing. This part is pretty easy. There's a lot of solid rock. Gets looser at the top. One of my favorite views down through the notch. I'm about halfway up. Woo, here it is. My favorite view. Not too bad getting up through the notch today. There's a pretty well-worn path at this point. Whew. You can see the ridge out there that I crossed to get over here. I did it! I'm on top of Mummy. Been a few years since I've been up here. And if I hadn't had the overnight gear, that would have been not so bad. Gonna go find a place to chill out and camp. I'm on top of Mummy and I found a really nice little place to camp. Just been sitting here sketching and enjoying the views. It's absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to see the sunset and hopefully it will make all the effort worth it. And sunrise tomorrow should be pretty good too. Going for a little walk around the top. You can see Las Vegas in the distance right there. A world away. my little camp. It was a bit breezy last night, but the bristlecones protected me. I picked a really good spot. It was kind of like nestled in, and the breeze didn't really hit me too much. It was nice. I slept pretty well and saw some really amazing meteors. And now I'm gonna eat some breakfast and make another little painting and then start the journey down. All right, here we go. Down through this notch and then across the ridge ahead and down to the right. I'm down there. So hopefully everything goes well. Heading back down. I think I'm past the hardest part of the ridge. Boy, I did not remember that ridge being so difficult. Whew, glad to be through that section. Very, very loose. Phew, I am back at the spring and the old road. Really, really happy to be here. The last time I was up that way and when I cached the water and came down this route, I came down pretty quick and it wasn't too bad, but with the extra weight and with being tired, whew, it was not fun. But it's done and I just have to get back down to my car, down on the road, and really glad I did it. It was, had wanted to climb Mummy and camp on it for a very long time, and I'm not getting any younger, so it was time, and I'm glad I did it.